play TF2 with the language set to French, the spy's voice lines are actually said with an English accent. The sniper is not Australian. He's in fact from New Zealand. If you turn on the subtitles and meet the pyro, the scout says he's not here. Is she? Other hints to the pyro being a woman is in the menu after the engineer update. It can say the player needs to give her a shot. And lastly, the pyro was literally a woman called Beatrice in Team Fortress Classic. Surely that's enough evidence that the pyro is a woman. The Demoman was originally a white Scottish Cyclops, but it was later dropped for a black Scottish character because the former lacked originality. If you know just 25 of these niche TF2 facts, you could consider yourself a TF2 expert, so keep count. When a scout explodes, there's a 5% chance of a dove flying out of his torso. This is a reference to Meet the Medic, where the medic's dove is revealed to be stuck in the scout's chest. The soldier has a higher chance of spawning bread when teleporting, and this is a reference to expiration date. When the soldier screams, "I teleported!" in Expiration Day, his dialogue was briefly provided by Nolan North, as Rick May at the time had throat cancer and couldn't properly scream. All of the Demoman's alternative grenade launchers were released in the Christmas updates. First ever designs of the Blue Team engineer resembled Nikola Tesla, armed with a bag of blueprints instead of the PDA. Following the release of Meet the Spy, the cut inflicted on the sniper's cheek by the spy in the video was actually added to his in-game model as a scar. The scout's voice actor was given permission by Valve to name the scout, and he named the character after veteran TF2 YouTuber German985. In Team Fortress Classic, the scout is armed with a nail gun, which was originally supposed to be included in TF2 as shown by the original trailer and teaser art. The engineer's dispenser actually contains the nail belt for the scout's old nail gun in the ammunition holder. The engineer also wears his default helmet backwards. However, this is not an uncommon practice among construction workers. The idea of a spy came from a Team Fortress Classic bug where players could sometimes appear as the incorrect class or team. Adjusted for inflation since 1968, which is when TF2 took place, it cost $3.42 million to fire the Heavy's minigun for 12 seconds, as the Heavy states in the Meet the Heavy video. Also in the Meet the Heavy video, the Heavy fires his minigun for exactly 12 seconds. The Meet the Spy video was actually leaked on YouTube 2 days before its intended release. The Demoman actually lost his original set of foster parents at the age of 6 in a failed attempt to blow up the Loch Ness Monster. The engineer was added to the original Team Fortress mod to appeal to players who lack traditional skills required to perform well in first-person shooters. This theory translated really well into the release of TF2, as the engineer was listed as the most played class in 2010, with 50% of players playing the engineer the most. The hospital in the Meet the Medic video was based on the Pacific Medical Center near the Valve office. The sniper's portrayed parents when on the phone and Meet the Sniper are in fact his adopted parents. Instead, his biological father and mother, who are from New Zealand, had accidentally let the infant crawl into a rocket and launch it. Because of the faulty construction on the rocket, the sniper crash landed in Australia. In the original concept for the sniper, he was to wield a fish whacker for his melee weapon, but this was replaced with the kukri. The in-game console and files refer to the sniper's kukri as a club. The spy actually speaks fluent English, French, Italian, and Spanish, making him a perfect spy. The medic's pet bird Archimedes used to be a wedding dove, before the medic stole the catering van used for the Prime Minister's wedding. All the class characters have blue eyes except the Demoman, and possibly the pyro. The spy fights with the knife in his right hand, but fences with the knife in his left hand. The engineer's favorite equation is in fact part of the equation that governs character lighting in-game, and it looks like this. Yeah, I don't understand it either. According to one of the spy's domination lines, the scout is a virgin. In TF2 Comet 6, when the scout is with God, it is implied again he is a virgin to support this, so maybe the expiration date scene didn't go too far. The soldier actually used to be housemates with Marasmus, and they wouldn't agree on whose turn it was to do the chores. Surely Marasmus could have just used a spell to wash the dishes, and it is actually through Marasmus that the soldier gained a secondary job as a lawyer. The medic has no class-specific domination lines, showing he quite likes all the classes. The Heavy's default melee weapon was actually supposed to be a large lead pipe. There are hieroglyphics in Egypt that include the spy backstabbing someone. The engineer is the shortest character in the game. The emblem on the Heavy sleeve was originally a stolen crossbones. In Meet the Sniper, the bobblehead civilian is actually standing on the Team Fortress Classic logo. The Demoman's dad walks 15 miles in the rain to blow up the Queen of England for a nickel. The kit the spy uses to disguise himself is called the Spytron 3000. 3 napalm grenades from Team Fortress Classic appear strapped to the front of the pyro's suit. These were originally intended to be usable weapons in Team Fortress 2. However, all throw grenades were eventually scrapped for balancing purposes. There are actually several types of grenades used in Team Fortress Classic, which led to Valve wanting the medic to have a hill grenade and the spy to have a gas grenade in Team Fortress 2, but these were also later scrapped. If you shoot a friendly sniper arrow of the righteous bison, it will also catch on fire. The steering wheel in Meet the Sniper is on the left-hand side of the sniper's camper van, and it should be on the right if it's Australian. There's also another mistake found in Meet the Scout, where the video shows the red team attacking out of the blue team's base. In first-person mode, the sniper is wearing gloves on both hands, but on third-person perspective, he's wearing a glove only on his left hand. The Japanese text written on the top of the box from the Boxtrot taunt means "Spy in this box." Picture of Saxon Hell can be seen on a board on the background of Meet the Spy, which was a teaser to the character before he got released to the public a few days later. The Huntsman, Jurati, and an unpacked crate marked Razorback can also be seen in the background of Meet the Spy before they released those weapons to the public as well. According to the Spy, his tie is made of silk and costs $9,000 US. It's also confirmed by the Spy that his suit is custom tailored and costs $10,000 US. It's probably why he gets so upset when he gets blood on it. The monoculous voice is the exact same voice as the Demoman, but slowed down. In his HUD icon, the Heavy is not wearing his fingerless gloves. The Heavy's hands are so large, he grips the pump of his shotgun with only his thumb and index finger. In Meet the Engineer, the base of the NG's campfire is actually a burning blue sniper. In Meet the Scout pokes the camera lens, and the smudgy fingerprint from that poke stays there for the entire video. The blue soldier formed such a strong friendship with the red Demoman, the employee did not appreciate this arrangement and tricked the two into becoming enemies again. The taunts for the medics Bonesaw and Vitasaur have a chance to play versions of 3 tunes, playing with Danger, the Domination jingle, and the Revenge jingle. The song the Engineer plays during Meet the Engineer is titled More Gun. The song was based on another song called Someone Else's Song, which was commonly played by the American country band Wilco. The soldier's alias is Jane Doe, and that's also a placeholder name when referring to a female person or corpse whose true identity is unknown or must be withheld in the military. Fan of War was originally going to be for Soldier instead of Scout. Spy's HUD icon features his outdated beta design. The Scout and Spy are the only classes without an emblem on their shoulder. If you equip the Sydney Sleeper, the bullets in the sniper's breast pockets are replaced with darts. The Maniversary paper hat is made from a folded copy of the Jurati advert in the Sniper vs. Spy update. In the map Thunder Mountain, there's a sniper hidden in the hills by a campfire and his camper bag. First ever Blue Team Heavy design resembled John Henry, an American folklore hero who was so strong that he won a race to drill a hole in mountain rock against a full-on mechanical drill using only a hammer. The Heavy's custom midi gun weighs 150 kilos exactly. The cigarettes the Spy throws when he performs his disguise kit taunt acts as a physics object and can bounce off walls and objects. The first ever Blue Team medic design resembled Sigmund Freud, who was an Austrian neurologist and the founder of psychoanalysis. The voice actor of the sniper is actually married to the voice actor of the administrator, who is also known as the announcer. The original design for the Heavy had a mullet hairdo, and on the picture of the achievement Soviet Union, the Heavy on the right sports this mullet. The engineer's surname is Koniger, and this is a tribute to the novel Koniger by Louis L'Amour. Several Valve writers are big fans of this author. The Scout and the Pyro have the most weapons in the game. A fully overhealed Heavy with the Fists of Steel active and under the effects of a Dalicus bar can survive a fully charged Machina headshot. When the engineer reloads his pistol, he actually inserts the magazine backwards. Blue Soldier has died in every Meet the Team video to date. Before release, the Sandman's original debuff was that it disallowed the Scout from double jumping. It was originally planned by Valve that the Scout would be able to catch projectiles and throw them back at the enemy using a weapon called the Catcher's Mitt. A Scout covered in the Mad Milk and under the effects of a bonk atomic punch will still give health to the enemy attacking him. The Scout idolizes Tom Jones and buys hordes of memorabilia and even has a tattoo of him. After players noted a resemblance between the Scout and a TV salesman called Vince Offer, many requested that Valve add a reference to this in-game. As a result, with the release of the Scout update, lines such as
"If you order now, I'll throw in a second beating absolutely free.
And
No other class gonna do that."
were added to the game. There was a scrap building for the engineer called the Repair Node. Merasmus has a tattoo of the soldier's emblem on his left bicep. The emblem on the Demoman's arm was originally a stick of dynamite, but this was later changed to a bomb. I never knew this, but the Pyro Cosmetic, the respectless rubber glove, is actually the engineer's absent left glove. Fully overhealed Heavy can survive all of Pyro's taunt kills, and Pyro has the most taunt kills out of every class in the game, totaling 4 different taunt kills. The road sign in Meet the Sniper actually sports the headshot kill icon. The Pyro, during the robot invasion, became a successful CEO of an engineering company. Though the soldier desperately wanted to fight in World War II, the soldier was rejected from every branch of the US military. As a result, he didn't care, he just bought his own ticket to Europe, and after arriving and finally locating Poland, the soldier taught himself how to load and fire a variety of weapons before embarking on a Nazi killing spree, for which he was awarded several medals that he designed and made himself. His killing rampage ended immediately upon hearing that the World War ended in 1949. 4 years minutes after World War II. When designing the Scout, the artists in charge were actually really embarrassed with the original drafts of the Scout and didn't want anyone to see them. The medic was originally supposed to have an oversized syringe to heal his teammates, but this was later replaced by the Medigun. The bullets the Heavy fires are super caliber fragile ballistic brand bullets, referencing Mary Poppins. The medic traded a soul for a pen in the comic The Naked and Dead. Miss Pauling's first appearance was actually before the expiration date. She was actually teased in the background of Meet the Medic, and this was 3 years before the initial release of the expiration date video. In his HUD icon, the Deberman's eye patch is on the wrong eye. The spy can survive a hit from the Headless Horseman with the Dead Ringer. Pyro Flamethrower named Wrath of Wan Hu would have been part of the Triad Pack update, but then this was later scrapped and eventually replaced by the Hulong Heater. First Blue Team spy resembled Fu Manchu, who was a supervillain introduced in a series of famous novels who made several murderous plots. The Engineer and the Medic have the least amount of weapons in the game. The first ever sniper unlock was actually originally meant to be a sniper rifle called the Walkabout, but this was later scrapped and replaced with the Huntsman. The Scout and the Pyro have the most amount of weapons in the game. Despite the Heavy being Russian, Natasha is the German spelling of the name. The Sentry Gun the soldier rocket jumps onto and Meet the Soldier is a level 2 sentry gun, whereas the scene before shows it as level 3, meaning it somehow downgraded itself. Many of the classes have a particular nickname for the Engineer, the Scout calling him Hard Hat, the Sniper calling him Truckee, the Medic calling him Hard Hat and Friend, and the Spy calling him Laborer. The Spy also has the most exclusive weapon reskins at 8. You can really tell the Spy is Gabe Newell's favorite class. The following is a short list of things men should be engaged in at all times, written by the soldier: getting a haircut, yelling, digesting ribs, and hill defense. Both Miss Pauling's contract voice line and the final page of the Blood Money comic alludes to the Spy beating a DNA test. The Festus Huntsman has a tag on it that says Merry Smithmas Sniper. Medic's Ubercharged the Vaccinator using fire resistance can survive the Hadouken taunt kill. The Medic's hometown was Stuttgart before being changed to Rottenburg in the Two Cities update. According to a competitor TF2 website, there are 19 different types of trick stab. The Spycicle instantly regenerates in medieval mode when the spy gets ignited. Valve originally wanted the Freedom Staff to only be for the soldier, then allowed every other class to have it. A fully charged Machina headshot is one of the few things that can kill a spy at full health while he's using a Dead Ringer. I never knew this, but Saxon Hale's chest hair is shaped like Australia. And lastly, in the Australian Christmas update, Saxon Hale had a Christmas tree picture on his chest instead of the usual Australia on his chest. If you enjoyed this type of video, consider subscribing and watching another niche fact video on the top right.